It's dark outside, but it's light in here. Chanuka, Chanuka's.
3.
Welcome back to Stories for Shabbos and Chanuka. This is a special edition, our first Shabbos Chanuka, telling a special story. So of course, this has to be a story about Purim. Just kidding, Chanuka. This is our story today. I once, a few years ago, went to a conference called the APAC conference. Maybe some of you viewers out there have been there too. APAC is an organization that develops the connection between America and Israel. Two countries that help each other a lot. And there was a man there who visited from Israel, and his name is Yaron Bob. His last name is Bob. Not his first name, not his middle name. Yaron Bob. And he lived in a place, I looked it up to make sure I remembered, called Moshav Yated. So in his place that he was living a few years ago, there were some mean people from Hamas who live in a nearby place called Gaza who were shooting rockets into his town. Remember a few years ago when we would check the news and hear that they sent rockets into Israel and we were davening and it was very scary and it's very dangerous, of course. And Baruch Hashem and the Israeli army protected Israel so that it wasn't so much damage, but it's still very scary. And he said that rockets fell into his town, and it was very upsetting to see, even if nobody got hurt, but to see weapons exploding near where you live is very traumatic. So Yaron Bob is a metal worker. That's what he does for a living, is he deals with metal, and he shapes it and he builds things. So he saw one of these rockets, and it was metal, that's what he works with. So he decided he was going to take this rocket that bad people used for something evil, and he was going to make it into something beautiful. And he actually started a company called Rockets to Roses. And he would melt down and reshape the metal from rockets and make it into these really beautiful metal roses that people could use as decorations. And he said he wanted to show the world that the way that we defeat bad people, the way that we defeat evil, is by bringing more beauty into the world. We don't just fight back, but we try to take the bad and to make it into something nice. So my favorite part of the story is after he was making rockets into roses, which itself was something really cool. Then Chanuka time came, and he realized he could make the rockets into a menorah. And he designed, and since then other people have done similar things, taken rockets that were sent from bad people into Israel and used them to light a menorah. Check this out. I got a picture on my computer. This is from a menorah that was lit this year in a city called Sderot in Israel near the border, where they took rockets that were sent into their city and they lit them for the mitzvah of Neiros Chanuka. And I was thinking of this morning as I was davening in Al Anisim, and we read Rishaim Biyad Tzadikim. Wicked people in the hands of righteous people, in the hands of people like Yaron Bob and all the great tzaddikim in Israel, who always choose peace and beauty and light over evil and hurt and darkness. And that is what the Jewish people did in the time of the Chanuka story, and that's what the Jewish people are still doing today. That when other people try to do bad things and try to hurt and to harm and send rockets, we take their rockets and we make them into light. We make them into a menorah. So hopefully we daven for the day when there are no more rockets and there are no more wars and there are no more bad things. But as long as those things do exist, it's our job to take those things and make them into something nice and something beautiful, and show the world that we can bring light and there can be good, and that we celebrate Chanuka. Good Shabbos, everyone, and Freilich Chanuka!
Freilich Chanuka!
Chanuka!